For game masters, role-playing game inspiration can come from some unexpected sources, like Instagram. Hey fellow game masters, I'm Richard Quiner, and welcome back to the Daily D20, your daily dose of all things tabletop role-playing games, here to help you build your world and master your game. If you like what you see on this channel, I invite you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so you can know when I upload new videos every single day. Now, I mentioned briefly tabletop role-playing game inspiration and Instagram, and yeah, today I want to do a video talking about some great creators on Instagram that are doing a lot for the D&D and tabletop community on that platform. So here is a list of 5 creators that you should be checking out and seeing what they're creating. First up on my list is a guy who goes by the name GotDM. It sounds a lot like Got Milk. And as everything I do, it's going to be linked in the description below, so you can go check out his stuff. He is a crafter and dungeon master who does a lot of arts and crafts and creates worlds and maps and towns and villages all on his own. Rather than going and buying Dwarven Forge maps, he opts to create his own stuff, and he shares the whole process on Instagram through his Instagram stories, IGTV videos, and just his regular posts on Instagram. It also is interesting to watch this guy's process because he'll come up with an idea one day and then 2 days later he'll have a finished product that just looks impressive. And I don't know where he gets the time to do this, but it's really awesome to see, and it's really inspiring to see the buildings and the stuff he comes up with that he then uses in his games and makes a great immersive experience for his players. So check out GotDM on Instagram and see what he's up to and figure out how that can help you in your games. Next is Mr. James Gifford. He is an illustrator, and I like to call him a magic item craftsman. He did a challenge a couple months back where he created a new magic item every single day, and he shared that in the form of an Instagram post that is more like a card. So if you were to download those pictures, you could probably print them out and give them to your players as magic items to use in your game. He came up with some really unique stuff that just seemed like a lot of fun to play with. And so I really enjoyed watching that process that he was going through, sharing his creativity through these magic items, and now it's really neat because he's putting a lot of those magic items into a deck of cards that you can purchase. So if you like the idea of cool magic items that can help enhance your tabletop game experience, check out Mr. James Gifford on Instagram. Now, anyone who knows me knows I was raised in Alaska, and I'm a big fan of the Game of Thrones, so I have a special place in my heart for the North, and this next group is actually kind of a team of creators called the Nerdy Northerners, and they just create a lot of Dungeons & Dragons RPG content, and they share it through Instagram and other means, so you should definitely check these guys out. They do Twitch shows. I just saw this last week. They had another show coming up. It's not always Let's Plays or, live plays of role-playing games. They do a lot of different information about nerd and the geek, fandom that there is out there. And as well as these shows that they create, another big part of their deal is more crafts, more terrain. They do share a lot of their progress in building terrains that they then use in their shows. So Nerdy Northerners on Instagram is another great page that you should check out. And next up is actually a shop that is on Instagram, using it as a social media platform. They sell dice. It's called Critical Dice. The neat thing these guys do, rather than just show off their dice all the time, they create a lot of story hooks. And I think they're well over 300 story hooks that you can then take and use in your role-playing games. They're just small 2-sentence ideas that you can just take, put in your game, and see if the adventurers grab onto that hook. It's pretty neat, pretty helpful, and they also came out with a thing called the Deck of Stories, which is another product that I haven't got my hands on it yet, but when I do, I'm definitely going to be using this in building stories for my games with a more random kind of creative flair that I think tabletop role-playing games really lean into. The other great thing about Critical Dice is they've done a really good job building a community around their store, around their products, and just around the love of tabletop gaming. So they constantly have discussions, they had some battle royales between classes and races and things where the community was able to voice their opinion about these tabletop role-playing game elements, and their opinion were heard by Critical Dice. So another great group of people that I really think you should check out there as well. And the last on my list is a creator that goes by the name Dungeon Master Dave. Now, it's an Instagram account and it's also a website, and I have a theory that this guy has got to be some kind of robot or something because he doesn't seem to sleep. He just creates things, and I don't know how he does it. He's constantly pumping out new content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. His main focus is 5th edition D&D. He has his website where he posts a lot of content on there from himself and other creators that kind of aggregates to be a good source of information for new DMs and old DMs alike. And then on top of that, his homebrew content, which he kind of teases out on Instagram. He just teases a little bit of what he's working on, and he makes some really unique, interesting things, whether it's character classes, character subclasses, character races, new feats that players can use, tons of different homebrew content. And like I said, I don't think he sleeps. I think he just lives off of creative energies. I don't know. It's impressive to see what this guy comes up with all the time. Granted, if someone's cranking out this kind of content, I can't promise that it's super well balanced, but when you're just having fun in a game of D&D, balance isn't as important as the fun and the cool factor of the game, so check out Dungeon Master Dave on Instagram, and also I'll link to his website in the description below. Now, the question of the day are, what are some creators that inspire you in your tabletop gaming sessions? Whether they're on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, I want to know about the people that create content that really gets your creative juices flowing. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button so I know that you like this kind of video. And if you like the content on this channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, because there's new videos every day and I want you to know when they're live. And as always, I'm Richard Quiner. Thank you for watching.